What other hints have you got for the beginner? How's a good way to get into Dutch oven cooking?
Well, the first thing you got to do is go buy a Dutch oven if you haven't got one. And that's a good way to get started. And what's nice today is most of them are seasoned. So you don't have to do anything with them. However, I do suggest even when they buy a seasoned one, that they lightly oil it inside, take it outside, turn it upside down. Don't ever season these in your home. It was okay 100 years ago when they had the old coal stoves because there was no unit in the bottom. But today there's a unit in your stove that, whether it's electric or gas or whatever, and you don't want that oil dripping off on it. You could start a kitchen fire. So I always tell them, do it outside, either on 30 or 35 briquettes or over a campfire on a grill or use a propane stove, but do it outside. And you have to reach the burning point of the oil. It's really important because I've been working with the companies for a long time trying to change this. They tell you to put it in your oven for 2 hours at 350. Well, you can't burn oil at 250. There's no way. Oil, 350, 400, it's not going to burn. The lowest burning point that I know of oil is bacon grease and lard. That's about 475. Vegetable oil, white shortening, all of those burn at 500. You have to turn that to a carbon. So it has to be hot enough that you actually burn the oil. So it's been a long time, but my Log Cabin Dutch Oven Cookbook is the one that tells you how to do all that. So makes it easy. Okay, let's talk.
Oh my goodness.
Come on.
My husband says, don't put soap in there.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
the good thing I like about it, because he cooks in it, it's a caveman thing, men like fire.
Yeah.
So he does the cooking. That's a good thing about the pots.
Right.
But I squirted some soap in there and he said, no, don't put soap in there. Don't wash that. You just leave all that to me and I'll wash it. So anyway, he cooks and washes it, so I don't have to do it. So
Well, that makes it nice for you, but let me tell you about the soap.
okay, go ahead.
150 years ago when the mountain men were running around, they all carried little cast iron pots. So they would build a small fire because they were in Indian territory getting furs. So they build a small fire, and then when they got through with the small fire, they would take that and doubt it so that the Indians couldn't find them. So then they had no way to take care of their cast iron. So when they got through with what they were eating, they'd go to the creek, rinse it out, and go back to camp and cover it with bear grease, wrap it in a gunny sack or canvas bag, and that's how they kept them from rusting. We have been told all this time, we just took those mountain man things and handed it down from generation to generation. Today, the way everything is, we have hot running water, or we can boil water on the stove in a pot and rinse our Dutch ovens. So what I usually tell everybody is, when you're through eating, I have my grandmother's secret. I take a spray bottle full. I put 1/4 vinegar and 4 parts water, keep it in a spray bottle. I clean my Dutch ovens when I'm out camping while they're warm. I just spray that in there, put the lid on, let it steam for a minute, take it off. You can virtually wipe it clean because vinegar's a tenderizer. And a lot of people say, well, yeah, but there's acid in it, it'll take your seasoning out. The reason that when you put your beans in there and they turn black and some of your stuff, it's too much seasoning. So if you use a little bit of vinegar each time, it takes out all the excess seasoning. So that makes it so that your food don't go black around the edges and your beans don't go black and what have you. So when I'm at home, I put it in the sink, squirt a little soap in it, put the hot water in it, swish it around with the chore girl, rinse it with good hot water, put it on the stove and dry it. Then I put it away with a paper towel in it. When I get it out, that's when I warm it and oil it, because I'm lightly reseasoning it every time, but when I clean it, I'm taking out the excess seasoning. So you can use soap. It's just that they didn't have hot water to rinse it out with, or no fire to dry it. So they
had this tape from my husband, so I don't have to wash them. So
okay, you can wash them. That won't hurt them at all.
Colleen, what's your favorite thing to cook in a Dutch oven? And why?
I knew you would ask me that. All of it. I'm like everybody else. I've had a few mistakes and a few problems here and there, but I learned from my dad and my mom and my grandma, so I'd have to say probably some sort of chicken dish. My main foods are chicken, bacon, and ice cream. So whatever you cook in a Dutch oven, I don't care. It's good, all of it. especially when you can save those nutrients by not lifting the lid. I have a lot of people, I call them lily lid lifters, but they lift the lid when they're cooking. And if you do that, you let out the pressure, because see, in a Dutch oven, you'll build up 1 to 3 pounds of pressure under that lid. So that's what makes that Dutch oven cook. When you get it hot, the pores open, the moisture goes into your food, it circulates till it's done. When it's done, it vents. So when you can smell it, that's how you know it's done. These were invented way before clocks and watches.
Grab a chair.
Wow.
So these are best way to cook.